I'll fix it in post. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finally going through a proper introduction with the Zerg. We've had 14 lessons, give or take, all 1 to 2 hours each. That's 24 full hours dedicated to this. And we haven't actually touched Zerg. Forget the mod. Okay, so we have just gone live. Ah, shit. Yeah, we have just gone live. Okay. I need to do 1 or 2 more things, but we can actually start. So the idea of this lesson, or how I'm going to introduce the Zerg, is we're going to play a Archon mode on Everdream L. No, I got a better idea. Can you create the lobby and invite me? Because if not, it tends to like take forever. We could go to wherever you want to go. Actually, you pick the map. The map in this case doesn't really matter. Okay, last few button presses. Hopefully this doesn't cock up like the last time. And lobby invite. It's kind of funny. Okay, let's see if I know how to do. Oh, you switch the category from melee to Archon in the settings. Yep, drag yourself down. Yeah, or the other one. Um, Good lord, what AI should we put? I actually don't. Let's try medium. Okay, let's change the race and go. Change the race and go. Zerg, Zerg, Zerg. I can't believe I'm so excited for those cockroaches. Do remember when you need to type. Actually, no. You should be able to type via allies, so I can see what you're typing. Um, Tell you what. What I could do if you're typing is that I can try and explain what's going on first, and from there give you a base understanding of the raw setup of the Zerg. We might, I'll let you decide. Like, we could do like 1 or 2 Archon games and then jump into co-op, or we could jump into co-op straight away. I might actually. Oh, we're here. Okay. First thing is to do is to send the overlord across the map, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a drone, and then I'm gonna make another overlord. Now, oh, where should I start? Okay, the first important thing to note is the overlord over here. This floating balloon thing is actually the Zerg supply. So if I, yeah, like I mentioned, this is the Zerg pylon. They can fly. They move at that current speed. And another overlord is gonna pop. You send it wherever you want to send, preferably for scouting. Okay. Normally in the current meta, what you want to do is that you get another hatchery kind of ASAP, but you get your drones first. Then you get your hatchery at 300 minerals. Now here's the thing. For Zerg, all of their buildings, give or take, are cheaper. But that is because when you make a building, you lose a worker. In fact, let me show you something right now. You see that the supply is at 16. If I make an extractor, the assimilator for the Zerg, it will drop down. The drone is gone. If I cancel, it comes back. There are a few interesting tricks you could do with that, but we'll get to that later. Overlord, go out and scout, figure out who we're fighting against. The thing you'll notice immediately is that Zerg has, in the early game, has among the worst scouting in the game, because you're kind of reliant on overlords. Every Zerg, I've asked a master Zerg player, he told me that look, losing a drone is just not worth it, even though you can mass produce drones. I'll tell you what, you right now click on the hatchery, press S and then press D. Ah, okay, so lava. So what lava is that it spawns automatically from the hatchery. It spawns up to 3 at a time, so you want to spread your lava more or less, and mostly just what they call droning up. You notice since you play Protoss that this is a lot faster than Protoss expansions. Who are we fighting? Terran, okay. Um, I'm gonna get link speed immediately, and I'm gonna produce 2 queens. Queens are probably, arguably, the strongest single unit in the game, for good reason. Get another overlord. Um, yeah, yeah, they're fairly cheap. They are actually right now in the meta they are OP because they're getting nerfed. They're nerfing the range. No, absolutely effing not. No, 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 no. Okay, before I go into a rant about the queen, here's what the queen does. Well, first of all, the queen can attack air as well. It can attack air, it can attack ground. And the range for the queen is pretty far. Like, this is the range the queen can attack. Okay, I'm gonna stop attacking the overlord now. Link speed is about to finish. We're gonna get a mailing nest. I am floating a lot of minerals due to bad macro. I'm gonna take a third base. I'm gonna try and take a third base. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, shit. It's actually kind of bad. I'm gonna Roach Ward as well. Okay, my apologies. Let me get back to the Queen. The Queen has 3 abilities. You click on one of the Queens, you can see. Transfuse heals a biological unit or structure. All the Zerg buildings are armored biological. But more importantly than that, the Queen has 2 other abilities. I should make more Queens. One of them is Transfuse. What this does is that it spawns 3 additional lava. So instead of having your 6 right now, it'll jump up to 12. And this is key. This is key because the lava is used both to make the drones and to make the units. So if you're making units, you are not making drones. If you're making drones, you're not making units. Of course, you can mix it a bit, but that's generally what they say in the meta. Or that's the terminology they use. Now the links already have a speed upgrade. The other important part about the Queen, if you look over here, is that they have an ability called Creep Tuber, Spawn Creep Tuber. And what this is I need to get a layer. What this is that this increases the amount of creep on the map. And creep is important because notice the difference between the speed of these links on creep and off creep. Wee. Aww, wee. Anyway, they drone up. What was I saying? Ah, yes. So the queen could continue to spawn creep tubers over here. And they can also, but here's the thing, any existing creep tuber can spread. Here's the thing, being on creep also grants the... No, you have to do it manually. So you have to click the creep tuber and spread it. Oh crap, we're getting attacked. By what, huh? Oh shit, Hellions. This is actually a problem. Do I have roaches? Yes. Am I supply blocked? No. Ah, it's not fire take. No, get out of here, get out of here. We got this, I'm fairly certain. I'll get to the roaches in a second. See, transfuse, Queen stays alive. Done. Is that what you call them? Oh yeah, he does. I forgot about that. You have to send me like a clip of him doing that. I need to find like the specific, like the proof of this insanity. I've got a lot of idle drones, get more gas. Okay, apologies if I'm speeding through things very quickly, but normally when you play Zerg, you tend to play a bit faster because you actually have a lot of things to do. Like, like there are players who have a group of queens just doing nothing but spreading creep. Because as you notice, the creep or the creep tumor to be precise grants you additional vision. I'm floating an insane amount of minerals. And here's the thing, like every time you also have to go back to your bases to make sure you inject correctly. If not, you're going to be starved of lava, and that is a huge deal. Because if you don't have lava, you can't make units. You don't have enough units, you auto die. They can help spawn lava, yes. In fact, go to this queen over here, press V, and then press the hatchery. Yep. So what will happen is that this hatchery will have additional lava instead of just the baseline 3. It will have, I think, 6, but that's later. Okay. No, you can store as many as you want. The question is, I don't fully get what you mean, to be honest. What every inject gets you 3 additional lava. And okay, here's the thing: it stacks. So you can have a single hatchery if your injects are good enough at a few dozen lava, especially for the late game. Now, the other important thing about Zerg units, as for like these Zerglings, is that they can transform. So I'm going to transform them into the Baneling, which is a terrible unit for Terran and Protoss to deal with. And what the Baneling does specifically is this. Like, if they connect with Bio or other units, it'll just melt through them. The same for the Roach. The Roaches over here can be transformed into something called Ravagers. Now, I assume the Roach here... I don't see the Banelings as well. Oh, that's the Zerg splash damage. That's how Zerg, like 20-30 Banelings. I don't see Banelings as an option. Wait. What do you mean by as an option? No, see, that's the thing. You can't make the Baneling from a hatchery. You have to first make a Zergling and then transform it into a Baneling. And Banelings are pretty darn important because that's how you deal with Tavern Splash, or that's one way to deal with Tavern Splash, and they're back. Crap, okay, this is a tougher force. Okay, let's see. So Ravagers do Corrosive Bowl. You got this. Okay, so Corrosive Bowl is a pretty weird ability. It was only added in Legacy of the Void. And what it does is that it fires a ball. It takes a while to land, so you can dodge it, but you can actually hit air units with it. I'm going to demonstrate with this Overlord. Bye bye. Yep, it is not a good form of anti-air, but it's better than nothing. Now my gas is really low. No problem. Again, for any poor sorts watching, well, number one, thanks for watching. Number two, I'm not a Zerg main, I'm a Terran main. So everything you hear me saying is based on the couple dozen Zerg games I played this season, as well as casting with Masters players and one GM. I do my best to stay correct on the information, but there are certain edge cases that I may be incorrect, so apologies in advance. Let's see, if he's playing co-op, what do I need to... What do I need to do? I need to teach him detection, I need to teach him the spreading of the creep, which is something that I struggle with, although Scarlet is really good at. Queen ejects definitely. Actually, if he'll start with Kerrigan, so it's not that bad. Probably talk about macro hatches. Oh, I should focus on Hydras actually. Hydra, Ultra, Laka. This way he'll have a. I mean, those are Kerrigan's units. Maybe a little dip into Muta Tech as well. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Does Lobo really call his Queen's Brenda? I watch his videos, but his stream is often at times where there's like TSL happening. Awesome. Okay, so that's currently what we need to know. Where is my Hydra then? Do you have any questions so far? Nope. Okay, good. I'm gonna try and spread out the creep because again, wherever we have creep, we have vision. How to make structures? Oh, okay. So what you do is you go to a drone, you press B, and then you press the corresponding structure. The only thing is that you're gonna lose the drone. The drone will turn into the structure. Yeah, which is completely different from Protoss. Protoss is you put out the structure takes care of itself. The Terran has to physically build the structure, and you can actually cancel the structure by killing the SCV. Zerg? No, you'll turn into said building. Okay. Coming back to the Baneling, if you go to these Zerglings over here, if you press them, you press E, it will turn into a Baneling. There we go. The same thing for all the roaches. If you click on any of them, you press V, they'll turn into Ravagers. Yeah, it's not instantaneous, and it can be cancelled if the enemy actually bothers to attack you. There are also a whole range of upgrades that I want to talk about. Give me a second. If you go back to our main base over here, these two buildings, these two identical buildings are the evolution chambers. They are the Zerg forges, but the way the upgrades work are different. So you have one upgrade for their melee units, you have one upgrade for your range units, and you have one upgrade for their armor. Basically melee, missile, and armor. So depending on what playstyle you want to go, you gotta decide on what you want to get. Oh, by the way, you need to have this building, the Baneling Nest, in order to build Banelings. If not, they cannot morph. Cool. Okay, great. The next unit, I'm gonna. Diva. Okay, time to get Roach Hydra. So just like that, I am making a ton of units. If you see. And yeah, if you okay, tanks do bonus damage against armor units like roaches, but we just have too much. Okay, so coming back to the main base. Okay, so another important thing, which is what is the Zerg's detection? The Zerg's detection is twofold. Either you can make a spore caller, which is yes, and now it gets interesting. So if you go to an overlord, let me buy speed while I'm at it, and you press V over here, it will turn into an overseer. If you press T, it turns into a drop a lot, and if you press G, which is the rarest, it can actually drop creep. See? So they're producing all three of them, and you can load stuff up into it. So it is kind of in the meta to do drops of various kinds, be it roaches, lings, or the most terrifying of all by far, Baneling drops. Take a bunch of Banes, drop it into a middle line. If your opponent is not paying attention, you can kill an entire middle line in the blink of an eye. And once you get +2, Bailing's one-shot workers. Oh, much worse then. Well, it depends on who you ask. PvT against Widowmines is yeah. Oh, I did build another Hydra Den. Okay, so Hydras have their own Hydralisks have their own upgrades which you get at the Hydra Den. That's important for Kerrigan later because her unit composition is Ling Hydra, Lurker, and Air. Yeah, I've got Expansion Diva. So some other things that players do is once they're floating like this much minerals, they'll just throw down like additional hatcheries in their main. Why? Because yes, for lava, you are absolutely correct. Because yes, I have to go. You can cycle through all your hatcheries and inject lava, but once you have so much money, like who cares? And our creep spread is pretty atrocious, to be honest. Again, by the way, in real games, this is why players are so adamant about controlling creep spread and trying to go out and push the creep. If you watch locals videos, it's always a tug of war, especially if it's playing against Terran, for Terran to try and... Well, by the way, the creep tubers, once they are there, are cloaked. So you need some form of detection in order to destroy these cubers. Case in point, they brought a Raven. I spotted a bunch of units. Let me get some links as well. Oh wait, the army's already here. So the other awkward part about Zerg is that if they spawn at the hatcheries, the reinforcements are going to come in from all the different hatchery angles, which is very different from, let's say, Protoss, where you can just warp in one location. What, seriously, are we dying? No, we're not. Tell me, shoot down the medevacs. Oh, got one. Okay, where are my Hydras? Okay, so if you look at these Hydras over here, you can also transform them into another unit called the Lurker. I would like to think of the Lurker as a... Oh, by the way, so when an enemy pushes onto creep and actually cleans it up, it is the Zerg's imperative or initiative to go back and respread the creep. This is actually why Archon mode is so useful specifically for Zerg, because one player can, let's say, like spread the creep, another player controls the army. If you want to add in more players, another player can like do lava injects and all that. Okay, but coming back to the lurkers over here. So what these lurkers are, I would call them inverse siege tanks. So you have to burrow. Oh, I need to explain burrow. Okay, never. Okay, hold on. And what the lurker does is this. Anything that steps in this circle, Marines, Protoss, whatever, will demonstrate when the enemy attacks, will get shredded. Now, for Zerg, cloaking on the other hand, to shreds, I say. For Zerg cloaking on the other hand, you have to get a research called Burrow from a hatchery. Click on any hatchery and press B. Fuck, I've got my infestation pin. Is Burrow being researched right now? Yes, okay, excellent. We will get to that once it's done. Get more overlords. The lurkers themselves have upgrades which you get from a lurker den. The lurker den is over here. So it's got two upgrades, adaptive talents and seismic spines. Spines increases the lurker range. Talents allow lurkers to burrow a bit faster. There we go. See, so here's the weird part about Zerg. Once you research burrow, every single Zerg unit on the ground can cloak. Every single one. After you buy it. Let's restock on roaches. Wow, I actually don't have that many. Yes and no. Zerg does have a lot of upgrades. I don't know if it's the most. Because if you really think about it, like Protoss has a lot of upgrades too. Storm, Blink, Glaives, Charge, +1 air. Is Burrow done? Okay, so Burrow is done. If you go to our army here, you select all of them and you press D, you'll see them all burrow underground. Go ahead, give it a try. Get him out of the ground now. Ooh, wrong button. Quite fast, yeah. Now, there are two units of note for Burrow. They have a very special ability. One is the Roach. Let me show you what I mean. And let me get some mutas in the meantime. Corruptors, Infestors, a few other things. God damn it. Okay, so coming to the roaches. Okay, Kerrigan doesn't have roaches, but that's beside the point. Okay, I want you to try this little exercise. Burrow the roaches. Move them. No, move them. And go harass the enemy. They've got detection. Get out of there. Okay, Burrow. There we go. Roaches also have the ability to regen while burrowed, but that's not a big deal, honestly. Yeah, you can try and pop up behind him and jump up. Okay, careful. You know up that ramp has they've got detection. They've got the Raven. So the Roach is one of the two units in the game that can move while burrowed, and that's quite important to know. This is why in 2v2 I kind of get nervous when I see like roaches, and it's a possibility. Like I've played 4v4 games where I burrowed roaches in all of the enemy's middle lines, and once the main attack began, I just unburrowed them and let them go ham. That being said, if they are actually competent enough to get detection, yeah. Now the other unit that can move while burrowed is over here. They'll join up with the roaches. It's called the Infestor. This is the really weird Zerg unit that can give you a world of problems. And they've got a few abilities. One of them is Fungal Growth, so you shoot a ball, it will slow the enemy down and do some damage. The other one which you need to research is Neuroparasite. Neuroparasite allows you to take over an enemy unit temporarily. The third ability is called Microbial Shroud, and right now in the meta it's a giant meme. Because nobody, and I mean I've never seen it in a pro game. Yep, pretty fast. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up real soon. And let's transition to Zerg Air. So the Zerg has, not including Overlords and Overseers. Ah, crap. They've got, yeah, Infestors can't attack. Yeah, they're a spellcaster unit. So the mutas over here, don't worry about the enemy attack. Okay, so mutas are actually quite fast. They can do quite a lot of damage. Well, the lurkers, more importantly. Let me micro this attack. Siege tags, problematic. That's what happens when you don't have enough lava. It's harder to reinforce. It doesn't matter about this base, honestly. Hey, where's the tanks going? See, so here's the thing. The reason I'm giving up that base is because if I try to fight it, I can't get my reinforcements together. Did I hotkey all these buildings? Oh, I didn't, that's why. That's a mistake on my part. I'm not controlling... Oh, you made a changeling. That's very good on you. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what a changeling is. I need more lings, actually. Yeah, that's a very good way of thinking about it. Bye-bye, Terranami. Now, if this was a real game, we could just counterattack right now and win. In fact, tell you what, take this Ling Hydra Death Ball and go and blow up like this expansion and this expansion. Go, have some fun. Go, have some fun with the Zerg. I'll re-macro. You want to make lurkers? You want to make banelings? You know, there's actually a pro game where a person who was kind of far ahead made literally 109 banelings and just rolled them into the Terran base. It was on the unit tab, like 109 banelings. Okay, so I'm gonna get the talents for the lurkers, Great Aspire for the air units. See, and this is where the multitasking gets hard, because in that actual game, like, our creep spread is kind of abysmal relative to what it can be if we were really spreading all the creep tumors. Jeez, did we lose all the corruptors? You need to be careful, you don't want to overcommit. That's what happens when you engage into choke points. But then again, how are the upgrades? Oh shit, we only have 1-1. That's a mistake. Yes, so Zerg is good, but they're not invincible. But we've done a lot of economic damage. Now, to talk about another unit, which is the Corruptor, I'm gonna... Yeah, there they are. Okay, so the Corruptor is part of the Ultimate Air Zerg army. Oh, you're kidding me. Let me get more Corruptors. Yeah, my guess has not been the best in the world. Okay, so here's the thing about the Corruptors. Yeah, they can fight air, that's not important. Oh shit, I used up all my gas. That was a mistake. That's a mistake. Okay, because they can transform into one of the most terrifying units in the game, which is the Brute Lord. Tell you what, can you pull back the Corruptors to like the main base? Because if we lose them now, we auto lose the game. Yeah, just keep him safe. In the meantime, I will do what Zerg should always do, which is counter-attack. See how fast Zerglings are? So even if the Terran army is out of the map, like you could pull a decent amount like into an enemy base, kill workers, kill key tech structures. Where are the Corruptors? Okay, there they are. Hold on, we need just a bit more gas and a bit more time, and then we hold. Do not make any more Corruptors though. I need that gas. Okay, how much gas is a Brute Lord? No, do not engage, do not engage. I've got something specifically planned. Okay, okay, we got all the gas we need. Because caustic spray, you can only target enemy structures. Now, if you look very carefully, I think you recognize the monstrosity that we have created. Whatever. This is how you make the Brood Lord. Okay, take the Zerg. Yeah, but I'll try and do it. Let me try and stabilize this situation. Okay, so the big problem about the Brood Lord is that they are slow. Like, look at the speed of the Brood Lord relative to the Corruptor. Okay, however, because the enemy is fighting in this very precise position, we could fire from the high ground. Oh wait, they're retreating. Now that being said, it's not as OP in my opinion as the carrier, for example. Oops, wrong button. Now this is something you can do. You can like bow your drones and hopefully they don't have detection. Hopefully. Okay. Now we need to be careful. Because we've lost a lot of our vision. We don't know where they are. If the Broodlords are caught without sufficient space to run away, they kinda just die. And I neglected to build up a big enough gas bank. In the meantime, time to counterattack with Zerglings. Oh, there they are. So this is a common thing in Zerg play, which is that even if you kill all the SCVs and do this much economic... No, I can engage this. This much economic damage, if you don't actually like macro well, you could be very behind on lava. And that kind of happens. Ah, we don't have enough gas. I don't know if we have enough Broodlords to engage this, like mathematically. Oh yes, yes they can. Yep, gonna counterattack. Of course, it's also partially down to micro what you can do. Yeah, it's not an ideal position. Hold on, hold on. If we get the Broodlords over this thing, pull back the Corruptors. Yeah, but we kind of shred Corruptors. Yeah, I don't think we have a high enough count. Yeah, we just don't have enough Broodlords. I didn't get enough gas. Not that familiar playing with Broodlords, to be honest. Well, what they do is, I mean, we've played against this monstrosity in 2v2. You see what it can do, but that's generally what it is. Another link counterattack. So yeah, so if your macro slips up, honestly, like I did this game, and you don't say get enough gas, like we have 6,000 minerals, but that's not gonna help us win the game, to be honest. Yeah, so that's caustic spray. It's good in higher numbers. It was kind of added to make the Corruptors not as useless. Like, this is what Zerglings can do to a mineral line, by the way. Of course, in this particular game, I think we're kind of dead, but... Wow, okay. But if we had multitask better, or if I had gotten more... Okay, any other questions about the Zerg? Okay, awesome. Then we'll call it quits and we'll jump into co-op.